Hey everyone, welcome back. It's Ruger. I just wanted to do a 1 year review of when I started using RiderShare. As you recall, I have a simple Yamaha XT250. It's a 250cc motorcycle. It's a dual sport. I do currently have it with street tires, and I finally hit the 1 year mark. So here, what you're looking at is my performance dashboard, and this is within a year. I started in July, and in this past year, I have had 8 bookings for a total of $675. So let me kind of open this up. And even though it's been a year, I think I had my first booking 3 months in, and I'll kind of show you that right now. So it takes a little bit of time. These aren't the proper numbers, but in 2022, I had 5 bookings, and I'll refresh right now. And there we go. So again, I started in July, and actually I didn't get my first booking till early October, and I had 3 bookings. They put a total of 166 miles on my motorcycle, and I made $153.75. So if you don't know about RiderShare, it's a place just like Turo or other apps, Airbnb, except that you get to rent out motorcycles. So in this case, I said, you know what? I use my motorcycle maybe once a month, twice a month. It's just sitting in my garage. Let me make some money. Let's see if it's going to be popular. I'm located in Los Angeles, California, in the San Fernando Valley. So I said, it might be a little bit somewhat popular destination. You know, we have tourists from all over. They want a simple way to get around if they have motorcycles. So I said, you know, I might make some money. So again, I placed it in July. Didn't get my first booking till October, and then November I did get, I believe, 2 days. So that's why you see the higher count there in November, and then December I had one more, and that person did rent out some gear. So I also, besides including my motorcycle, which I had for $50, the least you can have, I also put that people can rent a motorcycle helmet, motorcycle jacket if they want. I believe it's $10 each additional, so the $10 for the helmet and then $10 more for the jacket. So I had that. So the first year or the first couple of months, I made that 153. RiderShare does take 25% of your booking. So again, I would say maybe from those $50, I was looking about 37 and some change. Now, if we switch over to 2022, this is these last couple of months is when I made more of the money. As I've seen with other apps, you want to have those reviews, the actual reviews of people, real people having your bike, and then it doesn't look like a scam. You know, people know what to expect from the person renting out their bike. I did have one person say, you know, he was really apologetic. He had rented my bike 1 or 2 days, I forget, and he was apologetic because he was going to be about 5-10 minutes late. And when he got there, you know, I said, hey, no worries, just 10 minutes. He said one guy who had rented a bike from here had threatened him. He said, if you're 1 minute late, I'm going to charge you for the full next day. So when people leave reviews, you know, in that case, I'm hoping that person left them a bad review saying, hey, you know what, I hit some traffic or I was late 10 minutes and this guy was trying to charge me a full another day. Those real reviews make it easier for people to rent out your bike because with confidence they can say, okay, this person's not going to be a prick or an asshole when I rent out their motorcycle. Or in my case, my motorcycle is a dual sport. It has a lot of plastic, so I'm not going to fret too much about scratches or buffs or things like that on my motorcycle. Of course, actual damage, that's different. Puncture an tire, that's different. But scratches on plastic, you know, that's not too much. And, you know, here we are looking at the last 6 months. So in January, I had one. April, same thing, rented some gear. Recently, RiderShare had it where if someone cancels, you can put how strict you want to be. You know, if they cancel within a week, you get this percent. If they cancel within, 2 weeks, a month, as soon as they rent it. So I did put the medium one. I think if they cancel within 3 days or so, I get a percentage. So I think that's what you're seeing in April. And then in May, I had someone from out of the country, I believe in Germany. They rented the bike for almost 2 weeks. And that's why you also see I have 5 bookings. But then the mileage that they put in, that's what I was aiming for, right? Tourists coming and renting out the bike, and they put about 2,153 miles. So those earnings in the last 6 months, I've made $521. Again, the total was about, I forget what the total was, but a couple $100. And again, this is just my bike sitting in my garage. I said, what's another way I can make money off this bike? But let me tell you, if you're going to have your bike on here and you plan to start renting out your bike, there are some couple things you need to know. So for one, having fuel stored in your garage, sometimes even though people have to top off on the fuel, they won't do it all the way. So having that extra fuel, or if you're riding, you want to be able to top off after each ride. So having that fuel in your garage and being able to top off in case someone rents it, definitely beneficial, something I've benefited from, opposed to having to run to a gas station before someone who rents the bike does that. Another thing is knowing basic maintenance on your bike. So knowing how to do that, how to clean the chain, how to change the oil, change out filters, kind of adjust some things. Doing that basic maintenance on your bike saves you time and money, especially if people are putting in 2,000 plus miles on a trip. That chain's going to get dirty. If people go off-roading, if you allow that on your bike, it's going to get dirty. Be able to clean it, do the basic maintenance. It's going to save you money and time having to go to a dealership or to a mechanic shop to do that. And again, it's going to be a lot cheaper. So again, if you're running this, in a sense, side hustle or small business, knowing these small things will save you money and then make you more money, because you can quickly get that bike back on the road, back to renting, without having to wait till your next day off or anything like that. Another thing, the tires, I did have to change them out once. Like I said, I do use the motorcycle myself, so I was getting to the point where I was going to have to change the tires regardless. But renting it to other people just sped that process up. I did spend about, I believe it was $200 for the tires, and then the mechanic to change out the tires. I don't have the equipment to do that, nor do I trust myself to do that. So I had that. So if you kind of go back, that is something that we kind of look at. So again, looking at the past year, I made $675, take away $200, and then I've given it about 2 oil changes. That cost me less than $50 each time. So I'm probably looking at a couple $400 or so that I made, taking away the time from, cleaning it, maintaining it. But again, this motorcycle sits on my garage, and I ride it from time to time. People treat it like it's their own. They really don't damage it. People are kind, and they over communicate, which is great, which I appreciate. They say, "Hey, I want to borrow it this time," and they try to be there on time. Some downsides of the app or website is that they don't have an app. So every time you do the checkouts or check-ins, you have to log in here. And if they had an app, make it a lot easier. They don't have that yet. Also, if someone sends you a message, you have to log in opposed to just being able to open up the app. One of the downsides was that before they were able to cancel last minute and you wouldn't get anything. And like I said, just recently they did it where you can put that cancellation policy. They also make sure that their riders, if they're novice riders, they have to get more insurance or they really won't rent to them, which is definitely a good thing. You don't want some novice rider renting out your bike or someone who's not licensed, because then they can go down and then, how's your bike going to get paid for? And then you get paid weekly, which is a good thing. I believe every Tuesday. So that helps out. But overall, I've enjoyed RiderShare. I've made some decent money from a 250cc bike. It's mostly people that just want to go ride around for the weekend, or people that are looking to buy similar dual sports. They want to test out a dual sport before they buy their own. And then in that case, I did have 2 tourists from out of the states come rent the bikes and, kind of explore the area, either for one day or 2 weeks. So definitely going to keep on doing it, keep making more money. And again, if you're into RiderShare or you want to get into RiderShare or any of the others, definitely recommend it. I'll leave a link if you want to use my link to sign up, either to rent bikes or rent out your bike. But I would recommend it. I know some people have some bad things. If you have a prized motorcycle that you don't want people scratching or even looking the wrong way, definitely don't put it on here. I consider my dual sport a workhorse, and that's what it's doing. It's making me money instead of just sitting in the garage. Makes it easier for me to make money and make sure the bike doesn't just deteriorate in the garage. So that's it for today. Just a quick video on the dual sport and how my experience has been with the RiderShare website.